Alright, you guys, what's up? Red Tux here, and I've watched the direct earlier today, and I kind of want to talk about this for a bit. I'm not going to do too much of a in-depth look at this. I mean, honestly, I could probably scroll through the footage and see a lot of things that I haven't before. But just first glance, I say first glance, probably second glance. I mean, I probably watched the video 3 times by now. But there's a couple things I want to mention, and one of these things may not have been mentioned before. I'm not sure. Um, but I'd like to start with just the stuff that stood out to me the most. Before this direct, I was quite worried about the status of this game and the series. There were a lot of things that hadn't been shown before, and I was worried that we were going to get something that was maybe a step back from what we're used to with these games, and thankfully that's not the case. Um, so I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of the coolest things to me. Uh, the number one is definitely the terrain editor. I mean, it used to be that in previous games I used to choose a layout of a map on purpose, and now I don't have to do that because I know that later on during my play, I'm just going to be able to change the terrain to the way I want it. So, and this is going to be useful for people that aren't even using patterns. Like, that's a big deal. And honestly, we have so many features like putting furniture outside and the terrain editing that you may not even want patterns. Like, I'm tempted not even to just use patterns, although I probably will, just because I don't think a lot of people design their towns that way. And I think even in this game, it'll be harder to see a town that's designed with a lot of patterns. Um, Another thing I wanted to mention, and I don't think anyone's really talking about this, I could be wrong. I haven't watched a lot of analysis videos about this yet, but when I was looking over here, they were kind of talking about uh, the crafting and the editing of furniture. Let's see if I can find it. Am I there? I might be there. Almost. It's over here. So they show off this, in which we've been able to do, uh, different colors before. Looks like we have options for a lot of things. Like the paint color, there could be like a number of different colors, obviously. In New Leaf, I think you were only given like 3 choices for most furniture. Uh, but then, of course, you can see you can edit the bedding as well. But something I noticed when they pulled up patterns, which is a really neat thing, that patterns are coming back and that you can put them on the furniture as well. But if you look over here, so if you come down this way, like you see this striped pink pattern here. I mean, it's just a faded pattern of nothing. Like, these are pattern slots right here. That's what they look like to me. I'm sure that's what they are. And they have like this striped deal going on, kind of like it's a transparent thing. I think it's transparent here, so I think now for any patterns we make, we have a transparent option, which is pretty crazy. Like, can you imagine going to someone's town and they have, they have a design put on the ground that looks like something could be dug up like a fossil, but it's fake. It could be like a total fake out for whoever you're playing with. But I can kind of I can kind of prove this here a little bit. So you can see they're swapping out the design here. But when they get to this one here, you can see it's white, and I think the sheet underneath is white. This is not like, I mean, I'm pretty sure that, why wouldn't it be white here? So I think we're dealing with a transparent option, which we've never seen in the series before, so that's really neat. But I thought I'd point that out. Other neat features. I mean, I'm really happy that everything's coming back. I'm quite happy with the fact that the shops, let's see here if I can find them. We don't really need to find them, but um, the shops are no longer on Main Street. You know, as far as we know, there is no Main Street type place, which is good. I like it that way. This means we can put the shops just in the island, on our island or whatever. And I miss that. Like, I wasn't a big fan of the Main Street option or the city in City Folk. But the city in City Folk was just bad because you couldn't go there with other players. So I think just to end it, to keep this short, the last thing I want to mention is that the game is visually just very pretty. I mean, the picture I'm showing here is not even doing it justice, even though this is a great shot of the game. Actually seeing the game, like, when you're actually in it, when you're going to be moving around, especially the nighttime parts of this, I think it's just a very well, visually well done game. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of the scenes and more of the seasons and all that. Of course, we have, other things we know and love coming back, and some of that's just improved. I'm excited for 8-player online, although a bit worried about that. I mean, from my experience playing the Nintendo Switch, games like Smash Bros. And, some other ones, they do better online than they have previously, so I'm hoping that's the case for this, but with 8 online, and I hope it's a quicker, although it doesn't look like a quicker ordeal to do. Like, usually what happens in these games is you go to choose, to join someone in their town. It asks you which town you want to join. You hit join, and it takes a while to get there. Like, there's actually quite a long loading thing going on, which in some ways, because of the way this game is made and how peaceful it's supposed to be and all that, I guess it's supposed to be kind of a slow process, but I hope it's not in this. But I've seen no indication why it's not going to be slow again. So, a bit worried about that, but I am excited for 8-player. I mean, back when you played Wild World, I mean, this happened in New Leaf, it happened in City Folk, but Wild World especially, maybe it was my internet connection at the time, I'd get, a message saying you lost connection a lot, and I hope that when you lose a connection to a player, that the player drops out, but I don't know how that's going to work because the game has to save, uh, and I think the way that saving works is, I'm not sure of this, but I'm thinking it's constantly saving. I don't know how that works. Hopefully it's something different than what we've had before, because obviously they have to prevent people from cloning items, which seems like every game in the series had that. Like, that was a big problem for a while. Um, so they gotta fix some stuff with that, and I hope they have. But from what I've seen, as far as just online and playing with people, that still looks like an issue to me. And again, I haven't watched enough analysis videos about if the Dream Suite's coming back, if there's been a leak about the Dream Suite. That's basically the only thing that we're missing. Uh, that, and I haven't seen much footage of villagers swimming either, which I think it's coming. I don't think they'd remove such a feature. And I don't think they'd remove the Dream Suite feature either. Um, I need to see that. I suppose they don't want to spoil all the game, but from what I've seen, there's no reason, even if those things were removed, you can still connect with other players. You can go to their towns. If I had to, I'd do town tours just live in someone's town. I wouldn't mind doing that. But that's kind of what I want to do, and town tours again. And Dream Suite made that a very easy process, so I hope that returns. But let me know what you guys think. There was a lot to take in with this direct, and honestly, I could watch it again and point out more. And maybe there's stuff I missed, and rather than me going to watch other videos and other analysis videos, I'd rather hear it in the comments section because I want to know what you guys caught and what you saw during the direct, and it lets me know that you guys are watching me too. So, and if you did make it through this video, I do appreciate that. That's about it. Like I said, I appreciate you watching, and it's honestly it's been a while for me. I made a video like a few weeks back about how I'm gonna get into this game, and I don't know if it'll be as in depth as it was before, and it shouldn't be because that was just not good. But another thing I kind of want to mention before I go, I was gonna just go, but I want to talk about the cloud saves and all that. I just want to tell you guys that even if Nintendo, and they're working on a way for the safety of your town, and some kind of backup format is coming. But I will just say that whatever town you choose to make sure it's the name you want and it's the layout you want. Although, obviously, like I said before, the layout you can change just by using the terrain editor. If you get far enough in the game, you'll be fine. But it makes me very cautious as to what my town is going to be, and I'm still undecided on what I want to make, but I have some ideas floating around. But anyways, that's it. I'll leave it at that. I could talk about this for a long time, but I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. So thanks for watching, and I will talk at you later.